welcome to NXT with Najee, episode 11, a part of the Whip Show, Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast. We are here. We are back, just like I promised, for part 2 of our Stand and Deliver preview prediction show. And just like I said the other day, we got my man Ryan back in the building with us via, I guess, Zoom from Baltimore. What's up, brother?
What's going on, boss man? Happy to be here once again for part two.
Yeah, man. We got a couple matches added last night, so I guess it's a good thing we did the part two.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
uh,
Tuesday was definitely a good show.
yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. I myself am getting ready to leave at like 7 in the morning to head to Philadelphia, so I wanted to make sure we got this episode done and out there for everybody to head into the weekend and get some of these thoughts and predictions down. So, first match we're gonna go into is one that was announced last night. We got Shawn Spears versus Joe Gacy. This is rumored to be on the kickoff show. I don't care if it is or it isn't. Like, I hope it opens the show. Um, this stems off of something that happened last night with Joe Gacy. Um, really has just been a part of Shawn Spears' story since he got back. So for them two to have this kind of grudge match to really end it is good for the audience. And I personally think I think that Gacy's gonna get the win, and I think that Shawn Spears is gonna put him over. Because if you look at Gacy, the last couple matches that he's had, he's just been losing and eating pins and putting on phenomenal matches, but hasn't been able to really win anything. So that's my prediction for this one. What do you think about this one, Ryan?
So I think I'm gonna have to kind of go the opposite way. I think Gacy loses again. I think with Shawn Spears coming in, I think that he needs to get another win. I know he had the little short story with Ridge before he went with his little going away story. The reason why I think Gacy will probably eat another loss is I think they're going with this storyline of like him still not really knowing who he is or what direction he wants to go in ever since he lost his group. And so I think that with him losing, it kind of feeds more into that him not knowing who he is. Because like you said, even though he's eating these pins, he's still putting on phenomenal matches. You notice that he's smiling through the pain. So I feel like he's kind of starting to find himself. And I think that that will lead into something bigger in the future coming down for Gacy.
Yeah, I agree. I have a theory. So I watched the Becoming Immortal documentary, the Bray Wyatt one. May he rest in peace, long live. Um, and they hinted at a Bo Dallas return right at the end. And I'm thinking with everything that Spears is doing with his darkness into the light kind of speeches and everything that Gacy is doing, which is still very much darkness and the psychopath type theme. I'm thinking that maybe they could be crafted into a part of whatever Bo Dallas could be cooking up because I know that he's been mentioning Alexa Bliss as well. And I think that with bringing back somebody like Uncle Howdy, that having more numbers is a big deal. And it only makes sense if you go and get somebody as dark as those two. So maybe those two down the line could fit somewhere into that plan.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I would lean more so into Gacy fitting into that scheme. I feel like he has more of that personality, and like I said, I feel like it fits that story of him not really, feeling like he has a purpose or like not really knowing what he wants to do. And I feel like if Bo is coming back, then he could be the person that gives him that purpose, gives him that reason to, do something.
I'm really excited for
Me
for
too.
what like the future holds for this whole entire
Yeah.
saga that we're approaching. But we're gonna move on. Another match that was announced last night. We got Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan versus JC Jane, Kiana James, and my homie. I'm not like really her homie, but she's from Michigan, so I give her love. Izzy Dane in a 6-woman tag match. So Thea finally gets her shot of revenge officially. Like there's been a lot of outside of the ring brawls, a lot of promo trash talking, this, that, and whatever. So I'm really excited to see Thea finally get a chance to be the boss in that situation. Show that she's the top chick in charge. Um, are you happy that Thea is back to her old like overly hyper ways, like super energetic? Like, are you happy to see that again on TV, or do you think
I
like,
think I am. I feel like that that is her. Like I feel like that's just who she is. So I feel like even when they were, doing this whole thing of her being friends with JC, I always had this feeling like I don't think that she really wants to be doing this. I think she was kind of like looking for a reason to go back to her old ways, and JC basically gave her that reason. And yeah, I agree. She is going to finally get her shot at revenge, and I'm glad that she has some backup because, like you said, she's kind of been going at it by herself for a little bit.
Now, before we get to the prediction part of it, do you think that this push and maybe even just this part of her story will separate her from Chase U, or do you think that like she's gonna still be a part of that going forward?
Um, I I I could see her drifting away. Um, I maybe not necessarily like her being part of Cheishu, but maybe still like associating with them from a distance and like kind of doing her own thing per se. Like her leaning more into that, like standing on my own 2 feet, being my own woman. Like I'm gonna go do this by myself, but I still rock with y'all from a distance type of thing.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she'd be good either way. Like if she stays with Chase U, if she separates, as long as she sticks to the character, like you said, it's who she is. Like
Mhm.
I think she'll be great. I think everybody will love her, and she definitely can back it up in the ring too. So this leads to my prediction. I think Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan get the win. I think that it's about time the good guys in this scenario come away with the win because I feel like there's been a lot of JC winning, a lot of Kiana and Izzy winning. So it's time for them to flip the script and let the good girls win.
Yeah,
Who do you think's gonna win this?
I would definitely have to agree. I feel the same way. I feel like after seeing, the bad guys get over on people for so long, it's like eventually like the tables have to turn. And like I said, I feel like seeing Thea, get that backup, especially because Kiana or because Kalani and Fallon had their independent issues and they kind of all got merged into one. I really like how that came to be. So yeah, I think that the good guys come out with the victory for this one.
Yeah. Yep. All right. You heard it. 2 votes on that one. We're wishing you the best of luck, Thea. We want you to win. We want you to win. We want all
We
y'all to
really
win.
do. We
You guys
really do.
deserve it. So now we're at the tag match. We got Baron Corbin and Brian Breaker, the Wolf Dogs, versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom as of last night. They are the #1 contenders, and they will fight the Wolf Dogs for the NXT Tag Championships. So could this be the end of the Wolf Dogs' reign? I believe all signs are pointing towards yes, and that's no disrespect to how awesome they are as a team. I just believe story wise, it is time for them to really hit the start button with Braun on SmackDown. And that only leaves the question as to like what's next for Baron if they lose.
So I do think that they are going to lose. Mainly because of that the Baron the Braun call up. Definitely think that they've been chopping that around like crazy with the promos and stuff like that. So I definitely think it's time for them, like you said, to push that button and just strap a rocket to him. Um, I kind of have an interesting take on what happens with Baron. I think that Baron makes his return to the main roster. And I
As he
don't
should.
think that,
As he should.
I, yeah, and I don't think it's the end of the Wolf Dogs per se.
No.
I think that maybe he does, maybe they don't come back as a tag team per se, like compete as a tag team, but you can tell that Baron likes working with Braun. So I feel like he comes back to the main roster and still kind of stays with him as like a mentor almost, and the Wolf Dogs still get to do their thing.
Yeah, and it's also a great moment to see us just be wrong in less than 48 hours after we have a conversation because good lord, we thought the OC was locked in. Like
Yeah.
we thought that they were a done deal locked in. So that opens that door for more story for them as well. With Nathan Frazier and Axiom, because the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks that they've had interactions have been really good.
Yeah.
And if Nathan and Axiom pull it off, which that's also my vote, it leads for good television for at least the next couple of months
Yeah, for
up
sure.
until
Those two are very talented individuals. I get a kick out of seeing them on TV every time I get the opportunity. It's even crazier, getting to see them in person do what they do. No, I think they earned it. I think they definitely earned the title shot. I think they definitely earned the opportunity to hold those titles as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I think my pick is that they walk out with the dub.
Yeah, and a comment on the conversation that we were having about Baron and Braun not necessarily being done once they get to the main roster. They
Hmm.
made a casual comment on Monday about the tag titles possibly splitting at WrestleMania. They said that in that tag match for the Undisputed Championships, the match isn't over after one set of titles get pulled. So now
Mm.
both sets of titles have to get pulled, which leaves the option of one team, say Awesome Truth, pulls the Raw titles down.
Hmm. Another
And
team can
and
grab
then
the SmackDown
yeah, and
titles.
then the what was it, the catch club. The other
The
catch
new
club.
new quarter
The
catch,
new
new quarter
quarter.
catch, new quarter catch.
No, not even them, not them, not them. The good lord, I can't remember. The New Catch Republic, I think is what they're
Yeah,
calling
that's what it
themselves.
is. The new
Yes,
catch
that's what it
republic.
is. We got we got Butch. I can't even call him that anymore,
Can't even
which is
call it.
awesome.
The
Butch is
bruiserweight
back.
is
Yeah,
back.
the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Like you got him and the big strong boy, and they could easily
I,
take that down on Saturday or from SmackDown as well.
yeah,
My bad, Gil. I got a little
I
stumbled in
have
my
another
words there. I'm just
take
really
on that
excited.
too. I have another take on that too because in regards to that tag team match at WrestleMania, I actually heard that they're going to be inserting a surprise team. So what if that is
Yes, and
the
that's what
surprise
I
team?
heard as well.
You
The
know what I'm
thing is,
saying? Like,
here's the
what if
thing.
they come to the main
Here's
roster
the thing
like
is that
that?
it
They
could be
lose those
two. It
titles and
could
then
be
come
two
back.
though. Could be two surprise teams because I've heard one rumor about the Dudley Boys and then I've heard another rumor about the Hardys. So it's just like I'm not saying that it's going to be both of them, but it could be either of those. Would be a lot of fun to see come
Because
back
I
because
heard
I
about a
know.
team that's already signed. I don't really want to say the name, but I've heard about another team that's signed that apparently
Nah,
didn't
bro.
they didn't apparently
Get us
have a
the juice.
they apparently didn't have a match or anything, but apparently they've been listed internally as being part of that ladder match at
You know,
WrestleMania.
we're gonna have to talk about this one once we get off the recording. So
Yeah, so I'm
please.
like, if I mean that could be a thing where it's like that could be a swerve because we know how they love to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we insert them because we know they're gonna get this type of reaction just so we can go ahead and turn around and do this to get the real reaction type of thing.
Yeah, that's good.
So
God, that's a good point. All right,
I
man.
think this WrestleMania is gonna be big, bro.
We're gonna get to this last match, and then I got a couple prediction questions for you about WrestleMania weekend. All right, but we're gonna have to shoot through this so that we don't run out of time.
Cool.
But all right. So last but not least, we got the NXT Championship. We got Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo, the Don, head of the family. Not says my speaker's turned off. My bad. So is this a send off for Ilya? Do we think that this is a send off for Ilya? Because Ilya is one of those wrestlers to where I believe should have been on the main roster last year. And now him having this reign and really proving himself as a champion, but seeing the fear in his eyes when it comes to going against Tony, do you think that this is it? Do you think that Tony pulls it off? I gotta be honest and say that my prediction is Tony wins it. All right, give me 1 second, my brother. My audio has completely just kicked me off for a second. So I cannot hear you. So give me 2 seconds. Not hear you. So give me two
Uh,
seconds, but I gotta make sure I get these audio right. All right, you there?
yes, sir.
All right, brother, I can hear you now. So my bad, my bad. Go over that one more time for me. I really, really, really did not have any audio coming in through my side. So just repeat a little bit of that for me if you can.
All good. Basically, what I was saying was that I think that Tony will definitely get the win. I think Ilya has been a great champion, fighting champion, but I think that Tony has earned this opportunity to, be the face of NXT, and get that dub. So I think that this will be a send off for Ilya, and I'll share the other reason why I think that a little bit later.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, you heard it here first. We both think that Tony D will walk away as your new NXT champion. Now, those are our predictions for Stand and Deliver. Take them with a grain of salt. Anything could change. We know that. We're aware. We get it. We know how the business works. I'm really excited for the show. I'm really excited to see Trick and Mello main event, the first
Yes.
two black men to main event any event ever in WWE during WrestleMania weekend. It's incredible. But I do have two questions for you, just prediction wise, for you to kind of let everybody know what you think is going to happen at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Now, my first question is, do you think Cody finishes the story?
I don't. Um, I think that there is a little bit more to tell. I think that they keep stacking the chips against him for a reason. I think that they want that coronation when it does come. I think they want it to really mean something. I think it would mean something now, but I think they have some more tricks up their sleeve. So I don't think Cody finishes the story.
And I'm right there with you. I am a firm believer that Roman walks away champion. I believe with him being this close to the Hogan record, it doesn't make any sense for him to have this kind of reign and not finish it. And I don't want to say finish his story, but in a way, that's really what it is because he says when he loses that title, he's retiring.
Right.
So why not just drag it out? We've been doing all right without
Hmm.
him. Yeah, we complain. Yeah, we hate that he's not around, but these couple months of him just being here, here and there doesn't really seem to affect too much. So,
Nah, and like I said, I think they've definitely, increased the I don't really know the best word for it, but I think they've definitely increased the entertainment level when it comes to the story, or like the level of intensity, I guess you can say, when it comes to like the pressure that's being put on, Cody to win, whether or not Roman will lose, or
yeah,
if and how it'll happen, whether it goes one way or the other. So yeah, I think that that will be an interesting one to see. I think that they'll have a lot of moments where we believe that Cody will win, but I think overall, I think Roman walks out.
yeah. I full on believe that if Cody does win, then shame on creative for getting bullied because that's really what that that's really what that is at the end of it, my man. But all
Honestly,
right, so next question, last one, last Mania prediction, curveball I got for you. World Heavyweight Championship. Do you think Seth Rollins wins, Drew McIntyre wins, or Damian Priest successfully cashes in his Money in the Bank contract and walks away with the heavyweight title?
so for me personally, I kind of want to see Damian win. Um, just because I really like his character. I really feel like they're trying to go with the story of him eventually stepping away from the Judgment Day and doing his own thing. And I feel like what better way to propel that story forward than to have him win a title, a solo title. I know that him and Finn have those tag titles, but I think they're going to lose those. So what better way to have him end his night on a good note than by cashing in successfully and
Yep.
winning? Whether he does that after the match or turns it into a triple threat like we've seen in the past is anyone's guess. But me personally, I would like to see Damian walk out with the win.
Yeah. I think me personally, I would like to see Drew McIntyre because I feel like he deserves it. But in a perfect storytelling world, Damian Priest wins that thing.
Yeah,
Like
I
if
agree with you
that's
on the I agree with you on the fact that Drew definitely does deserve it, but at the same time, because of his character, that would just fuel his fire even more. It's like, dang, I got screwed again. Like someone got into my match that I already worked hard to get into. So I feel like that would just add to his story even more, give him another excuse to want to, come back and fight for it again.
yeah. Yeah. That's real, man. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here again for part two of our Stand and Deliver pre-show, prediction show, the little WWE thrown in there. Main roster stuff this week. Appreciate you, brother. One more time, if you want to, please drop all your social media tags and whatnot on here.
Socials are Ireland.visuals, and the other social is legendary with an X underscore. Yeah, like I said, looking forward to the show. The whole weekend should be really good, and delivered, and WrestleMania itself.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to get there and get things active. Um, Found out that I won't be doing the media scrum on Friday, which kind
Mhm.
of sucks, but that's all right because I still get access to WWE World,
Nice.
WrestleMania Night 1 and 2, Stand and Deliver, and also Monday Night Raw. So I will
Nice.
be around and I will try my best to be active and maybe see if
Nice.
we can pop an episode in here um while I'm there. So one more time, shout out to the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka the Whip Show, for making all of this happen. I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for any of y'all. Shout out to my NXT Renegades, my NXT family. Thank you guys. This has been episode 11. We are gonna sign off of here, and it's been real. Peace.
Peace.